Good evening. This is Ken Long from tortoisecapital.com. It's the evening of the 30th of July, 2009. I want to review 4 trades that we took in our chat room today in the mastermind that came out of last night's market assessment, and all performed pretty well, and they are representative of the kinds of trades that we take from a variety of setups. And so I want to take just a little bit of time and share the way we mark up the charts and how we frame the trade so that you can appreciate these other trades when I go through them. So we were interested in Microsoft from yesterday's analysis for the following reasons. The market has been extremely strong. It's been up 10 days in a row, and technology has been by far the strongest sector of all U.S. indexes. Microsoft is a key leader in the technology index. Microsoft has also been a max pain candidate over the last week or so, meaning that they sold off much more sharply than their peers inside the Dow 30 Industrials. And that's a sign that we like to look for because it's probably or possibly an overreaction. And so we're looking for a reversion to the mean. So you have the combination of a key technology leader that everybody has to own, an oversold condition in the stock. And then yesterday, Microsoft was one of the leading performers on a percentage basis in the Dow 30. So when you add those things together, we're prepared to go long Microsoft if we see any evidence of positive price performance in Microsoft. And if the market is also going up, then it makes us even more confident in taking that position. So what happens today then is that at the open, Microsoft gaps up sharply, and these are 5-minute candles, and then sells off sharply for 3 red candles. So for 15 minutes after this gap up, it starts going down. It finds some support. We see our first green candle. We're now prepared to enter. And so when we get a penny above that first green candle, we make our entry at 24.12. Place a stop at 10 cents below our entry point, and we're risking $250, or what I call one bullet. That gives us a position size of 2,500 shares in Microsoft. As we start going north, the trade is moving in our favor pretty quickly. After 10 minutes, it gets to this yellow line, and that's where we make the move to no lose. And by no lose, I mean we move our initial stop at the red line up to where we made our entry. And now the worst thing that can happen to us in this trade is that it's a scratch trade. We get our money back, and then we reload the gun. But in this case, it continues all the way up to 24.43, has a slight pullback, finds support again, and goes up. And now for a period of about 25 or 30 minutes, as you can tell by these long tails on the candles, it cannot get through the previous daily high of 24.43 and then begins to sell off. Based on that information and the fact that we're holding 3.2R, in other words, we're holding 3 times the gains of our initial risk, decide to exit at 24.40, and so making a profit of 28 cents on 2,500 shares works out to about $780 net for that trade. Our open risk is measured in less than 10 minutes. Open risk is what we call having our own initial capital at risk. So as soon as we can move to a no-lose position, then we are prone to do that, and then it makes it psychologically easier to manage the trade. The difficulty in managing this trade is that when you're holding 3 times the gain of what you initially risked, and your heart tells you want more, your head has to take into account the evidence, and then since we're pretty happy with a 3R gain in less than an hour, we made the decision to cash. So this is, in summary then, a max pain continuation trade, and we're what I would call the second mouse. In other words, we didn't chase the price. We waited to see evidence of a pullback and support, and then the second mouse gets the cheese, and we're able to frame a very nice trade here. We didn't just automatically buy at the open. We actually wait to see some price evidence. So that's the Microsoft trade for today. Of interest is the fact that QLD, which is an ETF that's double leveraged the NASDAQ 100, which does great whenever technology does good, because it gives you twice the daily return of the NASDAQ 100. That did even better than Microsoft on a percentage basis today. And so it's normal for us to take a look at which sectors are working, and in this case where we see Microsoft working, we could also have easily taken a look at QLD and framed basically the same kind of trade and perhaps made a little bit more. Microsoft was on our radar screen, though, because of the reasons that I mentioned earlier. So that's trade number one today. Max Payne continuation in Microsoft. Thanks for your attention.